o'clock right now, reporting freezing rain, and eventually all the way through that eastern side of the Appalachian chain, where we do get that cold air wedge, that cold air damming regime. You're going to be in that freezing rain zone as well. A lot of you will actually see a good amount of precipitation. This is for St. Louis here, right? Keep that in mind. And this is how we can see that change, the amount of freezing rain change as we work our way through. So by Saturday morning, we're pretty close to 0.2 of an inch, which could give us some isolated power problems across the area, as well as the difficult driving, that's for sure. In the Nashville area now, also an area of concern. Overnight, from Friday night all the way through Saturday morning, will quickly add up to potentially almost 0.4 of an inch of freezing rain. That is a lot when it comes to freezing rain conditions, so that's something to be very wary of. Again, here's what's happening right now. We'll take a look again. Icy conditions in Memphis. That will slowly pull on off towards the north. Nashville, you're going to be in that ice regime as we work our way through tonight. Tomorrow, look at all this snow that breaks out for the I-70 corridor, interior sections of the Northeast as well. But that cold air is going to be in place for the eastern side of the Appalachian. That's an ice regime. So we're looking at 5 to 8, if not 8 to 12 inches of snow across Ohio. The Tug Hills will see great snowmobiling snow out of this one. Big changeover zone as we look towards the I-95 corridor, Cal. Starts as snow, quickly changes over to rain.
All right, thanks so much, Mark. And we keep reminding you it might be best to stay indoors when you've got record-breaking cold, intense cold. So if you do have to be out there, make sure you protect yourself. Lots of layers and no exposed skin. Also, check on your elderly neighbors. Make sure your pets are warm as well. All right, we are back in just 60 seconds as our coverage of Winter Storm Pandora continues. Lots of different precipitation types, including the chance of storms.
Currently in our area, 62 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. High 64. Winds north-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy skies. Slight chance of a rain shower. Low 58. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Saturday, cloudy early with partial sunshine in the afternoon. High 77. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Right now on Weather Center Live, we know you're trying to cope with the brutal, numbing, record-shattering low temperatures in place across the country. We are urging a lot of you to stay inside so you can stay safe today, and stay with us so you can know what to expect hour by hour and day by day.
And tracking the storm with two heads, we are breaking down all aspects of Winter Storm Pandora. We'll see snow, ice, we'll be dealing with rain and storms. Well, no need to guess. Expert-filled, in-depth coverage starts right now, right here on Weather Center Live.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us for Weather Center Live. I'm Mark Elliott.
And I'm Kelly Cass. And Mark, what we're seeing, what we're feeling out there, really nothing short of amazing.
Yeah, it is cold, that's for sure. And it's setting the stage for another weekend with another winter storm. Can you believe it? Here we go again. This is the 5th weekend in a row that we're dealing with winter weather. Nearly 49 million of you will be under the wintry side of Pandora.
I mean, this is crazy. You can see all the alerts that are out there across the Ohio Valley, even down to the south. Parts of the Atlanta metro under a winter weather advisory. That pink you see right there in Middle Tennessee, that is an ice storm warning. The last thing you need in Nashville, where we're still trying to thaw out from the last storm. And Indianapolis, you're right on the edge there of a winter storm warning. In the darker blue, the lighter blue, those are winter weather advisories. Mark, the system eventually heads up toward the northeast.
Yeah, for good reason, that ice storm warning. I mean, we're already seeing reports of ice in places like Memphis. So let's talk about Winter Storm Pandora here. And it all starts with the temperatures, right? It is cold out there. 32 in Atlanta, but 23 in Nashville, 31 in Little Rock. So the cold air is firmly entrenched across portions of the South, especially down near the surface. And again, Memphis has been reporting freezing rain for the past couple of hours. You're still seeing that now. Little Rock reporting freezing drizzle and 31. Eventually, some of this will reach the ground as well. Northern Alabama into central Tennessee. The radar has been lighting up, but it's actually cold and dry. So that's actually what we call virga. That precipitation isn't making it all the way to the ground. By tonight, it certainly will. That's why there's ice storm warnings in central Tennessee. We'll see that shifting to eastern Tennessee, the Appalachian chain, and portions of the southern Ohio Valley by tomorrow. And then tomorrow night, it's interior sections of the Northeast with snow. A lot of this along I-95 may start as a brief bout of snow and then quickly change over to rain. That does include the Boston area. Should warm up enough that we're going to change over. In any case, it's going to be a mess with all that snow on the roofs. We could certainly add more water weight because of the rain. So in any case, it's bad news with any precipitation at this point. Again, the biggest area of concern is probably between Memphis and Nashville for today, and then into tonight a little bit further east through the rest of Tennessee for the icing conditions. A place like St. Louis could see up to 2/10 of an inch of ice by the time we get into Saturday morning. Now the snow, that's further north, where it's going to be all snow, right, is I-70, Indianapolis to, let's say, Columbus and over towards Pittsburgh. A widespread 5 to 8 inch snowfall, if not 8 to 12 inch snowfall. So an impressive snow across this area. Again, a quick burst of snow for Philly and New York, maybe even Boston. A heavy wet snow as temperatures will be right around 32, and then you change over to rain. Interior sections of the Northeast will stay as snow. And Little Rock, you're almost there. You're almost warm enough to get all the way over to rain at this point, and then it's rain right on through. Maybe even some severe weather. So that brings us to what Kel's talking about now.
That's right. Little Rock's got it all going on. And so from the wintry weather, we go to the possibility of severe weather this weekend, all due to the same system, Pandora. Dallas on the southern edge of all that. And right now there's a live look. And things are pretty quiet for right now in the Big D. We've got a lot of cloud cover, though, as you can see there. And we are going to have to watch out for some thunderstorms. And eventually into early next week, Monday, there could be some ice in the Dallas area. So let's talk about that chance for some thunderstorms here in the south. Got the ingredients coming together. You need that warm air, that moisture coming in from the Gulf of Mexico. Something to lift that moisture too, though. You need some instability, and we'll get that going as well. But as you can see, we've got the southern branch of the jet stream, keeping that colder air to the north for now, but eventually that warmer air is going to take over, and you'll see that storm system coming in from the west, and that's our lifting mechanism, and that's going to get those storms going, especially across the Arklatex, where some of the storms could be on the strong or severe side. So we're watching places like Shreveport, even Little Rock. You've got ice today. It's storms tomorrow. Tomorrow night, here come the storms into Jackson. We're here too. We had some ice this morning. Birmingham to Atlanta, moistening up that atmosphere, warming it up. And so we're just dealing with showers and thunderstorms as we head toward the second half of the weekend. Charlotte, it's been a while since you've had rain and not ice or snow. Temperatures will be warming up eventually for you as well. Here's that chance for severe storms, though, in the red. Dallas, Shreveport, Little Rock. Damaging winds, spotty hail, a possibility with these storms as well. There's a look at New Orleans with the showers coming through Saturday afternoon. You got to love that temperature, though. 73 degrees. Saturday night, still looking a bit wet, and then storms. Watch out for those Sunday afternoon, where those storms could contain some gusty winds. Dallas, we got thunderstorms in the forecast for you tomorrow. 65 degrees, mainly clear Saturday night. Sunday, the temperatures start to cool. We're in the mid-40s, and again, we'll have to watch the forecast very closely for the start of next week. Mark?
Well, it's been record-busting, mind-blowing, bone-chilling cold. New York City, you're dealing with that as well. And it continues as we head into the weekend. Our own Stephanie Abrams is feeling every second of it, and she begins our record-low breaking coverage this afternoon.
So we have already broken over 5 dozen records just to start off today. I can only imagine with our cold record highs, meaning that the temperatures aren't going to warm very much. So we're going to have cold record highs set today. And the reason that it is so cold and also those wind chills are so low is because we have a low pressure off to our north, high pressure to the south, and in between those two systems, the winds get squeezed through, and therefore we have these wind chills. It's just like when you put your thumb over a hose. I have a tip for you at home. What you do is you take those little heating pads that people use for their back when they're sore, put them in your jacket, zip up your jacket, go eat food or get ready, do something for a little bit. It warms up your jacket, and then you put it on, and you're nice and toasty. I've got to say, my favorite record of the day is this one, officially 21 below zero in Frankfort, Kentucky. And the reason I like it is it shattered. This is the biggest shattering of low I've seen. It shattered the old record of -3 from 1896. And unfortunately, we're not done yet. You guys, I'm screaming, Uncle! With Pandora coming our way. Back to you.
Stephanie be straight chillin', yo.
I think a lot of people are screaming Uncle right about now.
I think she and all of the millions of her closest friends are as well. Up next, we're breaking down even more of these very cold and impressive weather records.
It's been nothing less than brutal, numbing, even dangerous, especially if you've got to be out there for an period of time.
Yeah, you know, it's not just about the actual temperatures either. It's also the wind adding to that. These are the wind chills right now, stretching from, let's say 9 or 10 below in Chicago and Cleveland to upper 20s in Atlanta.
You see your mail carrier, give her a cup of hot cocoa.
Yeah.
And I turn around and there's 3 rattlesnakes.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Don't worry, Rob, you're covered.
State Farm agents are there whenever you need them.
Don't miss Founders Days at Pep Boys, where you can get 1921 prices on items store-wide, like a Torin 2-ton floor jack, just $19.21. And when you buy 3 select tires, you get the 4th one free instantly. Trust the boys to get you there.
Attention accident victims.
If you or a loved one has been injured in any kind of accident, you may be eligible for substantial compensation. Don't wait to file your claim. Time is limited. Call now and let a local experienced attorney fight to get you money for your injuries.
If you have been injured in an accident, time is limited to file a claim, so act now. The call and consultation are free.
Call 1-800-307-9899.
Attention accident victims.
If you or a loved one has been injured in any kind of accident, you may be eligible for substantial compensation. Don't wait to file your claim. Time is limited. Call now and let a local experienced attorney fight to get you money for your injuries.
If you have been injured in an accident, time is limited to file a claim, so act now. The call and consultation are free.
Call 1-800-307-9899.
Atlantic Beach Sports.
Oh, love it.
Houma, Louisiana.
Oh, fantastic food. Carefree, Arkansas.
Been there.
Looneyville, Texas.
Done that. Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania.
Oh, Phil and I go way back. Love that little animal.
Jim Cantori, now on AMHQ. Weekday mornings at 7, only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 62 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. High 64. Winds north-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy skies. Slight chance of a rain shower. Low 58. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Saturday, cloudy early with partial sunshine in the afternoon. High 77. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Winter Storm Pandora.
A lot of nasty weather to get through, possibly another round of devastating power outages.
Live coverage continues in a moment, only on the Weather Channel.
Heartburn.
Did someone say burn? Try Alka-Seltzer Relief Chews. They work just as fast and are proven to taste better than Tums Smoothies assorted fruit.
Amazing.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Alka-Seltzer Heartburn Relief Chews. Enjoy the relief.
When the moment's spontaneous, why pause to take a pill? Or stop to find a bathroom? Cialis for daily use is approved to treat both erectile dysfunction and the urinary symptoms of BPH, like needing to go frequently, day or night. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and medicines and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, get medical help right away for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, or any symptoms of an allergic reaction, stop taking Cialis and get medical help right away. Ask your doctor about Cialis for daily use and the free 30-tablet trial.
Hey neighbor, Ace is having a 20% off store-wide thank you sale. So stop by Ace this Saturday only and get 20% off almost anything you can fit in a bag as our way of saying thanks for being our neighbor.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Oh, Washington, D.C. Don't be fooled if you're sitting in your office window right now and looking out there at the clear skies and the sunshine. Couple of things. Number one, it's only 16 degrees out. Number two, look at the flags there on the either side of the Capitol Dome. They're blowing around. So we've got some wind to boot. So the wind chills are even lower than that. That's after you started your day at 5 degrees, a new record low. And it's just one of many records that we saw, Kelly. Records are shattered for hundreds of locations.
And I guess we can thank Siberia for the cold we're experiencing here in the eastern half of the country. We're calling it the Siberian Express because that is the air mass where it's kind of originating from, all the way from Siberia across the North Pole into the lower 48. So let's kind of see when we'll see a little break in the action. We do think we'll have a nice warm-up, a decent warm-up across the south, but with that, we'll also have the chance of rain over the weekend. But check out these morning lows. Look at that. As Mark just mentioned, 5 in D.C., 2 in Central Park, New York, 17 below in Cleveland, 7 below in Chicago, and 16 below in Cincinnati. It just feels uncomfortable. It's dangerously cold, really, when you step outside. And our meteorologists here at the Weather Channel, they're keeping track of how many record lows we're seeing, whether they're high temperatures or lows. But check out the lows. 117 between yesterday and today. And a lot of those lows were shattered. I mean, these are long-standing records that go back to the 1800s in some cases. So this is cold we have never experienced in our lifetime. Take a look at these numbers here. You got minus 10 in Pittsburgh right now, or for your low this morning. Minus 25 in Flint. Frankfort, Kentucky, that is a record for you guys with minus 21 there, and even down towards Roanoke, the big goose egg right there, 0 degrees along I-81. All right, Flint, Michigan, by the way, that minus 25 that you saw yesterday, we're not just breaking the daily record, we're not just breaking the monthly record. How about the all-time record low temperature for any month of the calendar year? So that's very impressive. Your old record was back in January of 1976. All right, let's talk about you guys in Cleveland, where you saw minus 17. That broke your all-time record for the month of February. So, yeah, we are shattering these records, and this one, Mark, goes all the way back to 1899 with the Arctic air outbreak that was took place way back then.
And, you know, everybody asking, where's this go from here? Are we done with the cold air? And the answer is finally yes. This is probably the worst of the cold. It starts to moderate from here, at least temporarily. So the end of the week here, we're going to see some big changes. We've been in this regime, right? This big dip in the jet stream, northerly winds straight from the Arctic Circle in Siberia, bringing down this bitter cold air. But southerly winds are going to take hold and really change things up. Today is the coldest day, 15 to 40 degrees below average from the tip of Florida all the way to the Canadian border. We are seeing below average temperatures today. Now, what that means for your actual high temperatures, that will be in the single digits from Binghamton to Buffalo, near 20 from New York down through D.C. That's almost 30 degrees below average for you in D.C. So if you've been thinking it's a little chilly today, you're absolutely right. New York City today near 20. Your average high 43. You get back to the low 40s on Sunday. A little bit further south, the southeast is seeing anywhere from 10 to 25 degrees below your averages for the day as well. Charlotte, your average high 56. Again, Sunday, you'll get back to the mid to upper 50s. So there are some big changes on the way. And finally, a quick look at Florida, right? I-10, you're about 15 to 20 degrees below average today. Even Key West is chilly by Key West standards, only in the low 60s. In Tampa, though, where you're only in the 50s for today, you quickly jump back to the 70s by the weekend. And so things get a lot better very quickly, Kelly. We just have to get through today first.
And Mark, you just got to have a sense of humor when it comes to this kind of cold. I mean, check this guy out. Yeah, he's riding a toilet. This is in Maryland. He turned his toilet into a snowplow. Very creative, don't you think? This is Bethesda, Maryland, where the recent storm dumped 4 inches of snow for him to plow. I don't see any yellow snow behind it, so we're good. They're calling it Lucy, by the way. It even has a toilet paper stand and a magazine rack. How about that?
So you think all auto glass companies are the same? Well, they're not. When your windshield needs to be replaced, nobody makes it as worry-free as Safelite. First, Safelite emails a photo of the technician, so you know who to expect and how soon.
Right on time.
Safelite's one-of-a-kind True Seal technology places a new glass in perfect position for a strong, reliable bond you can trust.
Oh, that looks great.
You're all set.
Thank you so much.
Schedule now to get the Safelite Advantage.
Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace.
Sir, we're gonna need you on the runway later. Don't let a severe cold hold you back. Get Theraflu with the power of 3 medicines to take on your worst pain and fever, cough, and nasal congestion. It breaks you free from your toughest cold and flu symptoms. Theraflu, serious power.
Attention, hip replacement recipients. If you had metal-on-metal hip replacement and suffered serious injuries or revision surgery, you may be entitled to a cash award. DePuy ASR and Stryker Rejuvenate and other hip replacement devices have been under FDA review. The FDA is aware of failures and dangers of all metal hip replacements and has raised concerns about high metal concentration in patients. Common injuries include early failure of the device, metal blood poisoning, bone fracture, dislocation, tissue damage from metal debris, and hip pain. If you had a DePuy ASR, Stryker Rejuvenate, or other metal-on-metal hip replacement implant and suffered serious injury or revision surgery, you may be entitled to a cash award. Time is limited. Call the number on your screen if you suffered serious injuries or revision surgery from your metal-on-metal hip replacement implant.
Call 1-855-262-8439 now. That's 1-855-262-8439.
How do you make cancer a thing of the past? Well, you use the past. Huntsman Cancer Institute has combined 300 years of family histories with health records to discover inherited genes for melanoma, breast, colon, and ovarian cancers, so we can predict and treat cancer, and sometimes even prevent it from happening in the first place. To learn more or support the cause, go to huntsmancancer.org.
Thrilled to have Jim Cantore on the show. He's been through like 80 tropical systems.
So we've got like 60 years of experience here. And that's just Sam.
Now? Can I at least put my shoes on? If your bladder is calling the shots, you may have a medical condition called overactive bladder, or OAB. You've got to be kidding me. I've had enough. It's time to talk to the doctor. Ask your doctor how Myrbetriq may help treat OAB symptoms of urgency, frequency, and leakage, which may mean fewer trips to the bathroom.
Myrbetriq Mirabegron may increase your blood pressure. Myrbetriq may increase your chances of not being able to empty your bladder. Tell your doctor right away if you have trouble emptying your bladder or have a weak urine stream. Myrbetriq may affect or be affected by other medications, so tell your doctor about all the medicines you take. Before taking Myrbetriq, tell your doctor if you have liver or kidney problems. Common side effects include increased blood pressure, common cold symptoms, urinary tract infection, and headache.
Take charge by talking to your doctor about your OAB symptoms and Myrbetriq. Find out if you can get your first prescription at no cost by visiting Myrbetriq.com.
Everything home, all in one place. Shop today's sales at Wayfair.com.
Winter Storm Pandora.
A lot of nasty weather to get through, possibly another round of devastating power outages.
Live coverage continues in a moment, only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 62 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. High 64. Winds north-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy skies. Slight chance of a rain shower. Low 58. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Saturday, cloudy early with partial sunshine in the afternoon. High 77. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Welcome back, everyone. another weekend. In February, another storm. It's been very busy and the pattern continues to be very cold, and that's laying the foundation for more of that ice and snow. In fact, some of you may just want to start your weekend now and get home safely, because we do have the freezing rain breaking out in the western parts of Tennessee, around Memphis, back into northern Arkansas as well. And you can see Nashville. We got the pink on you right now, sleet and snow, but then changing over to ice, we could see as much as perhaps a half an inch of ice, and that's enough to cause more problems on top of the problems you've already seen this past week. There's that wintry mix following the 32-degree line up across the Ohio Valley and even as far north as the Hudson Valley and the southern Berkshires as we head towards tomorrow night. The blue is indicating all snow, like you need more of that in Boston, but we'll eventually change over to a wintry mix even here in Beantown. Here's a look at Nashville, where we do have that ice storm warning in effect. You'll see the snow that begins this afternoon, and then we change over to more of a wintry mix for your evening plans, and then eventually we'll warm things up to just plain old rain during the day tomorrow, so that will allow for some melting. But until that happens, there will be more issues with trees and power lines. Here's a look at Indianapolis. We've got some snow coming through for you guys, 2 in the morning all the way through 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, with those snow showers. Could see several inches in some parts of the Circle City. Mark?
And in the Boston area, it may not be snowing today, but people are waking up to a different concern after this much snow, right? I mean, you're at number 2, and we're monitoring to see if you'll eventually get to the number 1 snowiest season. But the concern right now is about ice and ice dams. As our own Dave Malkoff shows us, it's more than just a headache. It can be a serious, dangerous problem.
We're in Chelsea, Massachusetts. Let me take you right up close and personal with these 6-foot icicles. It looks beautiful, but it's causing a problem here at this church. Look outside. That ice is not only a foot thick, but it goes 2.5 feet up the roof, causing a real problem for the church.
I am Father Edgar. I am the priest in charge of St. Lucas Church here in Chelsea.
This church has survived nearly 100 New England winters.
I mean, big snowstorms at once, yes. But when you have 3 and 4 major snowstorms repeatedly.
And with more on the way, that means more roofs in danger of caving in. The church has already sprung a leak.
It was nothing that we thought about doing some maintenance, because I don't think we see this often.
Here's how those icicles actually caused the leak. Heat from inside the church melted snow on the roof. It then refroze and formed what's called an ice dam. In this cross section, you can see how water builds up just behind the icicles, eventually doing this. This was a white painted wall, but now it's all this bubbling paint, and you can see all the water coming from the inside. Oh, look at that.
The whole state's getting clobbered, so like I said, depending on the age of the building and how it's maintained is a big key.
Chelsea's acting fire chief pointed us to another problem. This old factory. His lieutenant got an anonymous phone call about a dangerous pile of snow on the roof. When firefighters entered, well, let's just take a look at the video they shared with us.
You can hear it creaking. They went in, they heard creaking. They ordered all the 25 to 30 employees out of this old factory building, not best maintained building. It's a gas line right there. Hearing creaking beams, columns, potential collapse could happen any second.
For now, the factory is red tagged. The church, however, is open for business. In Chelsea, Massachusetts, Dave Malkoff, The Weather Channel.
Thanks, Dave. And of course, you know what? We've talked enough about ice.
Let's take a break.
Let's warm it up a little bit. Fans gearing up for the Daytona 500 this weekend.
And it looks like the weather is going to be just fine for it. In fact, it's going to warm up because even the Sunshine State's been chilly of late, and we're going to be seeing those temperatures rising into the 70s.
Warming up just in time. I mean, from record-breaking low temperatures, Orlando was below freezing the other morning. Now, Daytona, mid-70s. Not too bad. Yeah, take us with you.
All cars are racing against time. Some are just doing better than others. Save 25% on durable Firestone Destination LE2 tires for your SUV at Firestone Complete Auto Care. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone.
You know, there's a more enjoyable way to get your fiber. Try Phillips Fiber Good Gummies. They're delicious and a good source of fiber to help support regularity.
These are good.
The tasty side of fiber from Phillips.
Oh, man. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You're covered, Harry.
You got to do it like this. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, George. Hey, Jim. State Farm agents are there whenever you need them.
It's time to experience what's made Lexus the fastest-growing automotive luxury brand on the road. There's never been a better time to drive a Lexus. During the Command Performance Sales Event, get great offers on your favorite Lexus models, now through March 31st. See you at Lexus dealer.
Welcome back. Big news from Beverly Hills. Celebrity plastic surgeon Dr. Andrew Ordon has discovered an anti-aging breakthrough called Fill and Freeze. And he's giving away 1 million bottles free.
I've spent nearly 30 years looking for an effective, instant breakthrough to reduce the appearance of wrinkles that can be applied topically instead of with surgery or invasive medical techniques. And I finally found it with Derm Exclusives Fill and Freeze.
Wow, I'm young again. I don't feel like an old lady. The lines are gone.
Oh my God. Wow. I can't believe it. It looks really good. It gives you a whole new confidence.
It definitely took 10 years off. If I went to a dermatologist here in the city, I would pay $300-400 for this.
I know you're wondering what Derm Exclusive can do for you. Well, you don't have to wonder. You can order it right now and try it for yourself absolutely risk-free. And here's how.
Call now during this special direct-to-consumer offer and you won't pay $120. Today, you can get your own instant results with Fill and Freeze for only $59. But that's not all. Today, we're taking another $20 off, so now you can get this instant wrinkle-removing miracle for the low price of only $39.95. And as part of our 1 million bottle giveaway, Dr. Ordon is including a second $60 bottle of Fill and Freeze free. That's nearly $120 of Fill and Freeze for only $39.95. Dr. Ordon will even include his MicroPure resurfacing pads, intensive repair serum, and collagen lift moisturizer, a $200 value free. Order now and we'll even upgrade your order to express delivery. That's a $15 value free. Plus, you even get to try it risk-free for 30 days with our money-back guarantee. But you must call to order. Call 1-800-730-7432. That's 1-800-730-7432. Order now.
Yes! Again! That's a 3! You gotta be kidding me! You gotta be kidding me! Pentarak!
3, baby. 10 minutes.
Oh my God! Dude, you gotta be kidding me!
Currently in our area, 62 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. High 64. Winds north-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy skies. Slight chance of a rain shower. Low 58. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Saturday, cloudy early with partial sunshine in the afternoon. High 77. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Winter Storm Pandora.
A lot of nasty weather to get through, possibly another round of devastating power outages.
Live coverage continues in a moment, only on the Weather Channel.
It's way better than New York.
What's it like in New York right now?
There's about like 1 foot and 2 inches of snow there.
Snow on top of snow, and then you've got ice. Brutal temperatures too, and sometimes you just need a break from it all, especially when you're dealing with back-to-back-to-back winter storms.
To back, to back, to back.
Go on and on and on with this one, right? Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here on Weather Center Live. I'm Kelly Cass.
And I'm Mark Elliott. And Kelly, you are absolutely right. We are following this two-headed monster storm that we've named Winter Storm Pandora. There's a wintry side of things. There's a severe weather side of things. A lot of people are going to be impacted on this one.
Pandora sounds scary.
We're opening the box.
Storm. Oh, my goodness. All right, take a look at all the alerts that we've got in effect. National Weather Service, they are working hard to keep you safe as well. Ice storm warnings in effect for Middle Tennessee, including including Nashville. The darker shade of blue, including Roanoke and much of Kentucky, those are winter storm warnings. That means at least 6 inches of snow, maybe some sleet thrown in as well. Even the north side of Atlanta, winter weather advisory, as we could see a spot of ice out there in the morning. Just what we need out there, Mark.
Just what we need indeed. Of course, our coverage continues all weekend, so those of us in Atlanta will be fighting through that slidey ice to try to get in here so we can talk to you right here. In any case, there is a winter storm on the way. We're going to talk about the wintry side of this storm right now, and it all starts with the temperatures, right? 32 in Atlanta, setting the stage. Certainly cold enough in Nashville, 23 there. Ice storm warnings are in play. Little Rock at 30, so there's plenty of cold air, and now the moisture is starting to get a little bit better organized. None of this is reaching the ground yet. I haven't seen any ground truth from Alabama into North Georgia. It's not only cold, it's also very dry. So we call this Virga. It is snowing coming down from the clouds, but it is evaporating before it gets to the ground. It's not quite making it down to us. This is, however, around Memphis and Little Rock. We've had reports of light freezing rain on and off all morning long, and that will continue through the rest of today, even into tonight. Central Tennessee, the I-40 corridor, that is going to be a terrible drive through tonight. Tomorrow, I-70 is snow south of there, that mix zone, including the eastern side of the Appalachian chain. By tomorrow night, notice the I-95 corridor. You're colored in pink. You could have a quick burst of heavy wet snow, then change over to rain. Interior sections of the Northeast stay as snow. So the ice threat will stretch from Little Rock all the way over to, let's say D.C. or Baltimore. In the Nashville area, maybe 4/10 of an inch of ice by Saturday morning. That's going to be some of the worst of it. As regards to your snowfall accumulations, a wide swath here of 5 to 8, if not 8 to 12 inches of snow. Cal, over to you.
And then, of course, we've got the stormy side of Winter Storm Pandora going down toward the Gulf Coast. There's a live look at Houston. Lots of clouds overhead. Temperature is 70 degrees, upper 60s to near 70 degrees. And note the camera moving around a little bit. Yeah, we've got some pretty strong winds coming in off the Gulf as well. And that is really helping to transport all that moisture into the southern side of this winter storm. And that's going to feed into some of those thunderstorms. So a lot of the ingredients coming together. We've got that warm air, moist air down toward the south along the Gulf Coast. This is where the dew points were already climbing, already pretty high into the mid-60s. Of course, then you've got that jet stream roaring overhead. You need a lifting mechanism to get those showers and storms to form, and that's exactly what we're going to have happen across the Arklatex especially. That's where the storms could get pretty dangerous. So we're watching Dallas, Shreveport, on over towards Little Rock as well. You'll notice that that rain is going to move eastward, so temperatures are going to warm up, going from that icy mix in places like Memphis and Nashville to plain old rain Saturday night into Sunday. There you are, Atlanta. Rain and thunderstorms coming your way as well, and even into the Carolinas. Charlotte, it's been a while since we've even been above the freezing mark, never mind plain old rain. Here's a look at where we're very concerned about thunderstorms. It's been a little while here. Shreveport, Greenville, Little Rock, there could be some damaging winds. Not completely ruling out the chance of a tornado, but not saying it's not going to happen either, so definitely be mindful of that. Houston, we've got the hit or miss storms for you on Saturday. Still, your Saturday night plans being impacted if you're heading out to the movies, and then on Sunday, some afternoon showers, temperatures in the low 60s for a high. So you got to like the temperatures at least, right? All right, Atlanta, cloudy skies. It was a cold start to your morning today, tying a record at 16 degrees. Hard to believe we're even going to make it into the mid-50s. That's actually your average. We're going to get there tomorrow. And then Saturday night, here comes the rain on into Sunday with those temperatures in the mid-50s. And the rain could be heavy at times, so definitely be careful as you're out there traveling the perimeter. Mark?
Thanks, Kel. And how about this? Have you ever wondered what it sounds like when ice forms? Well, record lows and wintry conditions across the Ohio Valley have allowed for some pretty amazing sights and sounds, as NBC's Kerry Sanders found out on the Ohio River.
How cold is it? Let me just step out of the shot and take a look at the Ohio River here, and you can see the steam coming off just beyond what they call the Singing Bridge here that connects Covington, Kentucky over to Cincinnati. Interestingly, the Ohio River is doing something that I've never really heard, and that is you can actually hear it freezing. I'm going to take the microphone here and hold it out and listen to the cracking of that ice as is being created right now. The ice is extending just in the last 24 hours or so from about a foot out to about 20 feet. The Coast Guard is sending aerial patrols along the Ohio River here, as well as to the Monongahela and the Allegheny, just to make sure that the barge traffic will not be impacted. You may have heard the expression before, it's so cold that you could hammer a nail with a banana. Well, I guess it's not true, at least right now. I'm Kerry Sanders in Covington, Kentucky. Now back to you.
Well, cold enough to break that banana right in half, right, Carrie? Let's take a look at the Siberian Express, the air mass coming all the way down from Siberia. So across the North Pole, bitter cold air into the Northeast and even down south. We even tied records and saw new records in the Sunshine State as well, with temperatures 15 to 40 degrees below average. I mean, think about that, 40 degrees below average for February. So that's pretty significant, and that's why we've been seeing such long-standing records go down big time. Here's a look at the numbers for today. A high of only 4 in Binghamton. That's 27 below average. New York City, we're just barely going to get up to 20. Same thing with around D.C., about 19 for you. Pittsburgh, 10, and that's still nearly 30 degrees below average. So Boston, we do see a warming trend for you guys. 15 out there today. We get to the freezing mark tomorrow, and then we get to average on Sunday, but with that, we'll have that storm system to deal with as well. So you get the snow, and then you'll get that wintry mix and even all rain on top of that. So make sure the roofs are clear of the snow. Make sure the storm drains are clear as well. Temperatures today in Atlanta, only 41 for your high. It's definitely better than what we saw yesterday. We didn't even get above freezing yesterday, I don't think. 28 degrees for your high in Nashville. Charlotte, your average high is mid-50s. We're not even going to get close to that today, but eventually we do warm things up by the second half of the weekend. Mark?
And Kel, the world champion in bass fishing is going to be crowned this weekend. That's if they can make it through the cold. It is going to be a chilly one in Anderson, South Carolina. So cold, in fact, that one of the bass fishing boats froze to its trailer. Listen as anglers talk about the coldest start they've ever experienced.
This is going to be the coldest classic ever. You know, a couple of years ago in Tulsa, I believe it was like 17 degrees. This is going to beat that by another 10 degrees.
The bigger ticket equipment's really going to affect. So you're talking about motors, outboard trolling motors, opening hatches, simple steering mechanisms. You know, those things are definitely not made for negative temperatures.
The hardest thing we will fight is the forecast is freezing line, equipment failure, and your body function shutting down, man. When you can't move your hands, you can't tie on.
In the end, if your guides and your line and your reels are freezing up, I mean, you're taking 40, 45 degree water and putting it out in 5 degree air, it's instantaneously freezing and it locks everything up. So that's going to be the biggest battle for these guys, is fighting through those early morning hours when it's really cold.
And these guys are like the milkman. Unless it's lightning and just unsafe, they're going.
Just ask Reynolds. He'll be out there in any type of weather to go fishing.
Big time fisherman. Let's reel in some warmer weather. What do you say?
Why not? You know, it's time for a break, right? How about the Vegas Strip? Not too bad. Low 70s yesterday.
Currently in our area, 62 degrees under partly cloudy skies. This afternoon, partly cloudy, high 64. Winds north-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy, slight chance of a rain shower, low 58. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Saturday, considerable cloudiness, high 77. Winds east-southeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
I went to Ancestry.com, but I thought, I'm not going to make it very far. I knew my parents and my grandparents, and then it happened. I got a leaf. When I clicked on it, I could actually see my grandfather's draft card from World War I and his U.S. Census from 1910, and another members tree that had my great-grandparents and their parents and everything. And it all started with my first leaf.
Who will you discover at Ancestry.com?
Great rates for great rides. Geico Motorcycle. See how much you could save.
I have the worst cold with this runny nose. I better take something.
Dayquil Cold and Flu doesn't treat your runny nose.
Seriously?
Alka-Seltzer Plus Cold and Cough fights your worst cold symptoms plus your runny nose.
Oh, what a relief it is.
Hey, neighbor. Ace is having a 20% off store-wide thank you sale. So stop by Ace this Saturday only and get 20% off almost anything you can fit in a bag as our way of saying thanks for being our neighbor.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Whether it's snow, sand, or mud, there's only one way to keep your vehicle's floor perfectly protected all year long. WeatherTech floor liners, laser measured to perfectly protect your specific vehicle, front, back, even up the sides. So what gets in the liner stays in the liner until you wash it away. Shop now at WeatherTech.com or call 1-800-CarMats. WeatherTech, proudly made in America.
You know, some people have told me reverse mortgages sound too good to be true. I mean, you get cash out of your home, no monthly payments, and still own your home. There's got to be a catch, right, Jesse? Well, there isn't. It's like any other mortgage, only with a reverse mortgage, the loan's paid back when the last borrower leaves the home. In fact, reverse mortgages are based on a notion that President Reagan signed into law over 25 years ago in order to help seniors remain in their homes. If you're 62 or older and own your own home, you may qualify for a government-insured reverse mortgage with AAG that allows you to turn the equity in your home into tax-free cash. And with AAG, there are never any income or credit score requirements.
Call 1-800-661-0312 now to receive a new free information kit, including a reverse mortgage guide and DVD, personal stories from people like you, and a brand new family guide for children and loved ones, all absolutely free with no obligation.
AAG can help you pay off credit card debt, eliminate monthly mortgage payments, and provide some real retirement security.
Call 1-800-661-0312 today to get your free AAG reverse mortgage information kit and bonus DVD.
In the kits, you'll receive a helpful three-part guide. The first will show you how a government-insured reverse mortgage allows you to access the equity in your home as tax-free cash. 500,000 people have already done it. The second booklet contains stories told by people just like you who've had their lives changed forever using a reverse mortgage. And the third guide is full of helpful answers and information for children and loved ones.
Call 1-800-661-0312 now to receive your information kit and DVD, all absolutely free.
They're simply an effective way for folks just like you to get the cash you need to enjoy your retirement.
Call 1-800-661-0312 now to receive your information kit and DVD, all absolutely free. Call 1-800-661-0312 now.
AAG, the best advice for a better life.
All right, welcome back. Nashville, you have really been going through a lot this week, more like a 1-2 punch, really. We've got the extreme cold on top of just having to deal with all that snow and ice.
Yeah, and Kel, businesses are feeling every bit of what's happening here. Maria LaRosa talks to some of the owners who are now preparing for another round of winter weather.
You want to do chips as your side? We're not open. We don't make money. We can't pay our bills. We can't pay our people. And that's really difficult for everybody.
Christy Nelms and Myers Lambert haven't made much money at the Beer Pail restaurant with 0.4 inches of ice and more than an inch of snow on the ground in Nashville this week. They couldn't open for business at all Monday or Tuesday and had to close early Wednesday because of the ice and cold.
I was here by myself when I came to open, and it was so cold and so frozen. We had so much snow that I literally couldn't get our door open.
By Thursday, customers started to return, but by then, the restaurant running short on critical supplies.
They haven't been delivering Monday or Tuesday or even yesterday, so they have to get everybody else their deliveries from Monday till today.
It slowed business down a little bit, but we're catching back up as of today.
No catching up for the artist who lost out on gigs in this country music capital.
I don't make money for 2 nights, but also all the waitresses and waiters and sound people and door people. I mean, all the clubs were closed in town Monday and Tuesday, so a lot of people lost income.
This will melt on Saturday. This will all be gone on Saturday. And springtime will be here in Nashville, and the city will move forward.
I'm sure it wasn't just me eyeing up all those beer taps in the background of that piece. It couldn't have been just me. In any case, we keep reminding you about the dangers of this wintry weather, not just the fact that people are losing money from their businesses, but they're actually at times losing their businesses. The weight of all that snow on top of the roofs could actually bring down the building, collapsing the roofs on businesses, on homes, on barns. We've been talking about it all. In fact, add some rain on top of that, it can be even worse. Let's start with the snowy side of things. Let's assume that this house in the background has a 1,000 square foot roof. And on average, and this is a rough average, the snow weighs 5 pounds per cubic foot. Now let's say there's 2.5 feet of snow on top of that roof. You know what that actually adds up to? 50 refrigerators sitting there on top of your roof. So it's already easy to see that that could be too much for the structure to support, depending on what that roof is made of and what the building is made out of underneath. Now, let's add up even more snow. What if there's 3.5 feet of snow on top of the roof? Then it's like taking a bunch of these baby grand pianos, 17 of them in fact, and stacking them up on top of the roof. We also have been seeing even more snow than that, right? 5.5 feet of snow, and you get a semi-truck up there and just a little bit of water on top of that. Some rain, my goodness, add some rain onto that snow, which soaks it all up. Then the weight is really bad, Kelly. An extra 2,600 pounds on the roof.
All right, Mark, the last thing we want to see, especially in New England, is more snow. We've got it in the forecast as we check out Saturday. There's the snow from Albany to Boston. Temperatures right around the freezing mark. We'd love to see some of that moisture in the west, by the way. We've been experiencing some record warmth, 81 degrees in Phoenix. We do see some snow coming through the Rockies. Denver even looking to see several inches of snow with winter storm watches for you. But Sunday, it looks like that system finally scoots off the East Coast. Still some residual snow showers out there. Southward we go, and after initially some snow and ice for places like Nashville and even the north side of Atlanta, the atmosphere warms up, and we're just looking at plain old rain as we head toward the second half of the weekend. Also watching out for thunderstorms across the Arklatex, especially tomorrow. But then we've got our cold air returning to the plains as we head back to work on Monday. Watching the Big D, Dallas, very closely. You're right on that freezing line, 33 degrees, so there could be some icing there. Meanwhile, we'll see that system head toward the east on Tuesday. All that Gulf moisture coming in on top of an already cold air mass. It's going to be setting up on Monday. Snow showers reaching into Charleston, West Virginia. Wednesday, here we go with more snow heading into the northeast. Places like Boston. I know that's not exactly what you want to hear.
Imagine yourself exploring the mysteries of Machu Picchu, dining at the Eiffel Tower, or staying at the Fairmont Lake Louise in the Canadian Rockies. Across all 7 continents, Colette's guided tours take you places others only dream about.
I love Colette because they arrange everything for me. All I have to do is sit back and enjoy.
Marvel at iconic landmarks. Savor delicious meals. Come to know new cultures and make new friends. Along the way, enjoy immersive itineraries featuring experiences you can only find with Colette. Whether you're in the America West, discovering New Zealand, or walking on the Great Wall, you'll be traveling with one of our professional tour managers. All you have to do is embrace the adventure. To order your free brochure, call 855-714-8687. Experience the best in guided travel. 855-714-8687.
Atlantic Beach, Florida.
Oh, love it.
Houma, Louisiana.
Oh, fantastic food. Carefree, Arkansas.
Been there.
Louisville, Texas.
Done that. Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania.
Oh, Phil and I go way back. Love that little animal.
Weekday mornings, Jim Cantori, Sam Champion, and Jennifer Delgado on AMHQ, starting at 7.
So we've got like 60 years of experience here, and that's just Sam.
Weekday mornings at 7, only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 62 degrees under partly cloudy skies. This afternoon, partly cloudy, high 64. Winds north-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy, slight chance of a rain shower, low 58. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Saturday, considerable cloudiness, high 77. Winds east-southeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Founders Days at Pep Boys. Get 5 quarts of Castrol conventional oil and a Purelator Classic filter for just $19.21. Or let the boys do it for you for the same price. And when you buy 3 select tires, you get the 4th free instantly. Trust the boys to get you there.
I have the flu with a runny nose. Better take something.
Theraflu Severe Cold won't treat your runny nose.
Really?
Alka-Seltzer Severe Cold and Flu relieves your worst flu symptoms plus runny nose.
Oh, what a relief it is.
Mommy!
So you're saying you're going to give me my credit score for free, right? And then you're going to ask me for my credit card so you can charge me on the down low. 2 weeks later, look, Credit Karma.
Oh, are you talking to websites again?
It's saying free credit score.
Credit Karma? Yeah, it's actually free. Look, you don't have to put in your credit card information. Credit Karma. Really free credit scores. Really free.
Fist bump.
Hut. When it comes to losing weight, everyone has a number. And if you want to get your performance back and feel great, do what I did. 1 call and I lost it all. 22 pounds gone.
Lose weight fast with Nutrisystem's Fast 5 Plus Kit. Lose 5 pounds in your first week, plus 1 inch off your waist or your money back, guaranteed.
Nutrisystem has everything you need to feel better, look better, and perform better at any age, faster than ever before.
I haven't felt this good in years. Thank you, Nutrisystem. I lost 8 pounds in the first week.
Order your 28-day Nutrisystem plan right now, including Fast 5 Plus. Get 1 week of meals, plus 1 week of energizing shakes and Craving Crusher shakes, free. New food selections, new expert guides. Call now and lock in 2014 prices, and shipping is free.
Whether your number's 10 or 50.
It's time to elevate your expectations of what luxury waterfront living can be. Water Club North Palm Beach. In the heart of everything you love about the Palm Beaches. Unmatched views in every direction. Unrivaled amenities. Private club living on the water's edge. Water Club North Palm Beach, presented by Coulter. Visit our sales gallery just south of PGA Boulevard on US 1.
Why do people invest? They invest for what's next. A college dream, a new priority, an active retirement. Whatever your goals are, we can help you invest for what's next. Franklin Templeton Investments. Gain from our perspective.
With the wrong wiper blades, you could be on the road to trouble. But with Michelin Stealth wiper blades, with SmartFlex technology and Smart Hinge exterior, you can see clear for the road ahead. Michelin Stealth, a better way forward. Get your Michelin wiper blades at Walmart.
Start your benefits.
Call 888-997-1426 now.
Winter Storm Pandora.
A lot of nasty weather to get through, possibly another round of devastating power outages.
Live coverage continues in a moment, only on the Weather Channel.
Welcome back. One Minnesota town is making national headlines for being the coldest spot in the country. This is Cotton, Minnesota. Temperatures in this tiny town dipped to a frosty negative 43 degrees. This was Thursday. Yeah, that's minus 43, making it the coldest place in the country. Some residents say they're so used to the cold, they didn't even notice it. So pretty incredible when you've got that kind of cold and you're like, just put on my coat, I'll deal with it. But you know what? We've been dealing with the Siberian Express across the eastern half of the country, really setting the stage for our next winter storm. And unfortunately, it's another ice event for those of you in the south. Let's take a look at the area of high pressure that's supplying all this cold, bitter air. And we're talking record-breaking, over 100 records set between yesterday and today. There's the high pressure system over the eastern half of the country. It does slide off the east coast. Eventually, we get more of a southwesterly flow, except for maybe that wedge. It's going to be a little bit stubborn across the southern base of the Appalachians. But eventually, even that's going to go away as warm air takes over until the cold front gets all the way through. And then by next week, yeah, you got it. We've got the cold air making its return. But Marcus, shouldn't be the record-breaking brutal cold that we just had.
No, but it is another round of cold air. And of course, that storm that changes the wind direction and briefly warms things up is our winter storm. It's Winter Storm Pandora. So let's go through some of the setup here with this storm. And it all starts off with the temperatures that Kelly was just talking about, right? It is cold out there. It's 33 in Atlanta right now, but it's 23 in Nashville, where there are ice storm warnings in play in the Nashville area. This cold air, it's heavier, it sinks down to the surface, so you can get this layer of very cold air that is very hard to get rid of. Even as the southerly winds start pumping, sure, they're bringing up the warmth, but that warmth goes up and over the cold air. So now we're looking at this kind of stacked atmosphere, right? Cold air at the surface with warmer, moisture air up above, so we get rain coming on through. And really, it is the I-40 corridor, Nashville back towards Little Rock, that we really have to watch out for. Again, another round of icing potential here. Now look at the amount of real estate that could be dealing with ice, right? We're looking at ice anywhere from the Appalachian chain, where we get that cold air damming, but also back towards that I-40 corridor. A lot of ice is potentially at play here because that cold air is locked in at the surface. You look at Nashville, look at that, up to 0.4 of an inch of ice. Not counting the snow that you could start off things with, or the rain that happens afterwards. But Saturday, early morning hours, extremely difficult travel. Here's what's happening right now. None of this is reaching the ground. Northern Alabama, even central Tennessee, it's trying to moisten up the atmosphere, but it's not there quite yet. Back towards western Tennessee, northeastern Arkansas, it is reaching the ground there. We're getting a kind of an icy glaze. This will continue to move its way north and east. Again, big trouble zone in central Tennessee into eastern Tennessee from tonight into tomorrow. Then the Appalachian chain, the eastern side of the mountains, get some of that icy mix, but it's all snow. It is all snow for I-70 here. Indianapolis, right on through Columbus to Pittsburgh. That's going to be a snowy mess. Look how much snow we're talking about, right? Widespread 5 to 8 inch totals, if not 8 to 12. Big question marks for the I-95 corridor still. It does appear that a lot of this is going to be changing over quick bursts of snow, then changing over to rain. So yes, we're giving you some substantial totals there, but don't be fooled. It will change over to rain. We can time this out for you. There's that quick burst of snow, and then even Boston changes over to rain by the overnight Sunday. Boston, New York, D.C., all raining. And so that is some at least better news, as opposed to staying all snow like the rest of the storms have, while the Tug Hill, the interior sections of the Northeast, will see snow. Plus, we get to go out west, where there's a kind of a secondary tail-end Charlie impulse that forms across Colorado. We get this area of low pressure to form, east winds, and so we have a perfect upslope regime. We get to see that the wind getting picked up by the mountains themselves, right? The mountains create that lift, rise that air, and just wring out and squeeze out any moisture that's there. So snow develops across the mountains, and look at the ski resorts. Kelly, it is going to be perfect ski snow. 8 to 12, if not 12 to 18 inches of snow across that area. You look at Denver, maybe a little bit of rain to start things off, but then it's snow Saturday and Sunday. It's going to be coming down in a pretty good clip, and we'll have more details across this area next.
Currently in our area, 62 degrees under partly cloudy skies. This afternoon, partly cloudy, high 64. Winds north-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy, slight chance of a rain shower, low 58. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Saturday, considerable cloudiness, high 77. Winds east-southeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Right now on Weather Center Live, people are trying to cope with the brutal, numbing, record-shattering low temperatures that we've been dealing with. Many of you being urged to stay inside so you can stay safe, and then stay with us so you know what to expect hour by hour, day by day. More storms coming.
That's right. We're also tracking the storm with two heads. I know, scary sounding, isn't it? We're breaking down all aspects of Winter Storm Pandora. We'll see snow and ice. We'll be dealing with rain and thunderstorms. No need to guess. Expert-filled, in-depth coverage starts starts right here, right now on Weather Center Live.
Hey everyone, thanks for joining us for Weather Center Live. I'm Mark Elliott.
And I'm Kelly Cass. Happy Friday, everybody.
We've made it.
Another weekend, though, and another storm that we are tracking. And you know what we're seeing, what we're feeling, it's just nothing short of amazing.
Yeah, you know, 5 weekends in a row now dealing with a named winter storm. So if you've been feeling like you've been stuck in this pattern and every weekend you're canceling your plans, it's because you have.
Yeah.
It's because you have.
Exactly, yeah. So we're going to get you ready for this next blast. We've got all these advisories set up from the Ohio Valley, even down south, and right there in Middle Tennessee, including Nashville, an ice storm warning. That's right, more ice in your forecast. In the darker blue, those are winter storm warnings for much of Kentucky, the I-81 corridor of western Virginia. Even North Georgia, winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories on the north side of Atlanta. A little bit of ice out there, Mark, but for some it's going to be a lot of ice.
Yeah, absolutely. That I-40 corridor is going to be absolutely treacherous. I will say a little bit questionable on that south side of the alerts from north central Alabama into North Georgia. Doesn't look like we're going to see a lot of precipitation, but you know it doesn't take much in regards to freezing drizzle to really cause problems on the roads, and that's why there are those winter weather advisories out there. Temperatures marginal at best down towards the south, 33 in Atlanta, but in a place where we have those ice storm warnings like in Nashville, 23 degrees, and now the moisture starting to increase in the atmosphere already, setting the stage for what could be just a terrible go in the Nashville area. Here's a look at the current radar. Don't be fooled, a lot of this isn't reaching the ground yet. Northern Alabama, northern Georgia, it's just too dry. This cold air is also very dry, so all that's evaporating before it reaches the ground. That said, we have had reports of some icing going on from Memphis back towards Little Rock. And one thing to note right there, yes, that is a lightning bolt showing up, maybe some thunder-induced freezing rain there in southern Missouri, and that would certainly give you higher precipitation totals. That's something that we're watching very carefully as we go into tonight, into tomorrow. I-70 is far enough north, it's going to be mostly snow towards the north, and then an interior track. So the Tug Hill, the snowmobile country, you'll see some needed snow. I-95 is going to change over to mostly rain. Now again, we are looking at that ice zone, including St. Louis, where you could get up to 2/10 of an ice from Friday night into Saturday morning. The snow is going to be impressive, though, Kelly. A widespread 5 to 8, if not 8 to 12 inches of snow along I-70, and then those favored snowmobile zones will get some needed snow in the northeast. Over to you.
All right, Mark, from wintry weather to the possibility of severe weather this weekend, all courtesy of the southern side of Pandora. There's a live look in New Orleans. You can see the wind blowing out there. Looks like we've got some sunshine, though, in the French Quarter. Temperatures are in the mid-60s right now, and it's that southerly wind that's not just helping out our temperature, but it's importing the moisture into the Gulf region, and that's really going to help fuel some of the storms that we're going to be tracking, especially across the Arklatex. We've got some of those ingredients coming together. You need the warmer, moist air coming in from the Gulf of Mexico. We've got our trigger mechanism, or our lifting mechanism. That is going to be an area of low pressure that's going to kind of ride along the jet stream, cold front accompanying that as well. And we've already got the higher dew points along the Gulf Coast, so I wouldn't be surprised if we had some thunderstorms even later on tonight, but certainly into tomorrow across Shreveport, even Little Rock. You've got the ice today, rain tomorrow, and even some thunder with that as well. Some of the storms could be strong, so watch out for that. Rain and storms following I-20 from Birmingham on into Atlanta, Georgia, where tomorrow you may have a little bit of ice to deal with, and then we go over to rain as the temperatures are going to warm, and this warm up is even going to kill the wedge. Eventually, the warm air will win out. Here's a look at where we're going to be dealing with those strong thunderstorms tomorrow. Spotty hail, maybe some damaging wind gusts between Little Rock and Shreveport, right on over towards Greenville as well, so watch out for that. And then as we head towards New Orleans, right along the Gulf Coast, there will be that chance for some storms for your weekend. Afternoon showers coming your way tomorrow. The showers continue through your Saturday night plans, and more thunderstorms rumbling their way on Sunday. 70 degrees for a high temperature, but at least temperature-wise, we're doing good here. Dallas, we've got the thunderstorms coming your way for Saturday. 65 degrees, clearing out temporarily come Saturday night, just in time for your Saturday night plans. And then we see the showers move in on Sunday, highs in the mid-40s, but then much colder air coming into Dallas for Monday, and unfortunately that could set the stage for some icy precipitation here in Dallas. We'll be monitoring that for sure. Mark?
Yeah, and icy has been the key, right? Record-busting, mind-blowing, bone-chilling cold conditions for much of the country, including New York City. That's what you were dealing with this morning, and you're still dealing with as we head towards the weekend. Stephanie Abrams is out there feeling every bit of that cold, and she begins our record-breaking coverage this afternoon. Steph.
So we have already broken over 5 dozen records just to start off today. I can only imagine with our cold record highs, meaning that the temperatures aren't going to warm very much. So we're going to have cold record highs set today. And the reason that it is so cold and also those wind chills are so low is because we have a low pressure off to our north, high pressure to the south, and in between those two systems, the winds get squeezed through, and therefore we have these wind chills. It's just like when you put your thumb over a hose. I have a tip for you at home. What you do is you take those little heating pads that people use for their back when they're sore, put them in your jacket, zip up your jacket, go eat food or get ready, do something for a little bit. It warms up your jacket, and then you put it on and you're nice and toasty. I've got to say my favorite record of the day is this one, officially 21 below zero in Frankfort, Kentucky. And the reason I like it is it shattered. This is the biggest shattering of low I've seen. It shattered the old record of -3 from 1896, and unfortunately, we're not done yet. You guys, I'm screaming, Uncle! With Pandora coming our way. Back to you.
Steph screaming uncle, as is everyone else across the eastern third of the country, right?
It has been brutal, that's for sure. We're breaking down more impressive cold weather records, by the way, coming up.
Yeah, and you know, it's been nothing less than brutal, numbing. It may be dangerous if you have to be working outside, and it's not just the actual temperatures. It's also what it feels like when you factor in the wind.
Yeah, it feels like 0 right now in Cincinnati. Feels like -3 in Chicago. You definitely need all those layers.
How about Memphis? Down there, 17 is what it feels like.
Back support. If you need it, you know it. Introducing CopperFit Back Pro, the ultimate copper-infused compression garment for maximum lower back muscle support.
I played 20 years in the National Football League. No one took a beating like I did. As soon as I put on CopperFit, I could feel the support. Oh, yeah. This feels good.
Designed to provide everyday support, comfort, and relief for lower back muscles.
As soon as I put it on, I felt an immediate change. The support was amazing.
I'll put it on and almost instantly it just makes it go away. It's like magic.
I'm more mobile. I get to move around better.
I feel like I can just do whatever I want, whenever I want, as fast as I want.
Keeps all those muscles back there relaxed.
I've had more energy. My kids can't keep up with me now.
High-performance compression fabric infused with the powerful properties of copper.
Hey, I pushed this belt to the max, and it's performed at the highest level. I put it through everything but getting hit. Oh, no, you don't. And it passed the test. Oh, man, I still got it. It feels great, you know. I'm able to do all the things I've done before. Where was this when I was playing in the National Football League?
A slick, form-fit design for greater mobility creates a perfect fit for any size body.
I was a little skeptical, but once I put it on and wore it, then I saw the results.
When you can't do the things that you imagine, it starts to get frustrating and depressing, and now this has given me a new confidence.
Call 1-800-671-7507 or on the web at copperfitback.com. For only $19.99, you'll receive one lightweight back belt, form fit for your size and comfort. Order right now, and your shipping is free.
There's no reason to torture yourself. Put the product on, give it a try, you're going to feel better.
Look, if you want the power to stay active, then you want CopperFit.
Experience the relief of compression support. Feel the power of CopperFit Back.
You know you're going to go out in bad weather.
We're willing to take a lot of risk.
He has no heartbeat, he's got no pulse.
These people are counting on us.
So let's go!
I've never been so terrified.
When you go out there, it's dangerous.
Currently in our area, 62 degrees under partly cloudy skies. This afternoon, partly cloudy, high 64. Winds north-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy, slight chance of a rain shower, low 58. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Saturday, considerable cloudiness, high 77. Winds east-southeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Pandora.
A lot of nasty weather to get through, possibly another round of devastating power outages.
Live coverage continues in a moment, only on the Weather Channel.
Hey neighbor, Ace is having a 20% off store-wide thank you sale. So stop by Ace this Saturday only and get 20% off almost anything you can fit in a bag, as our way of saying thanks for being our neighbor.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Getting help at Ace is like going to your neighbor.
I have the worst cold with this runny nose. I better take something.
Dayquil Cold and Flu doesn't treat your runny nose.
Seriously?
Alka-Seltzer Plus Cold and Cough fights your worst cold symptoms plus your runny nose.
Oh, what a relief it is.
Brought to you by Alka-Seltzer Plus Cold and Cough.
Oh.
That detergent was like half the price.
And we'll have to use like double, maybe more.
I'm going back to the store.
Yes, you are.
Dish issues? Get Cascade Complete. One pack cleans tough food better than 6 packs of the bargain brand combined. Cascade, now that's clean.
Well, sir, after some serious consideration, I'd like to put in my 15-year notice.
You're quitting?
Technically retiring, sir. With a little help from my State Farm agent, I plan to retire in 15 years.
Wow, you're totally blindsiding me here. Who's going to manage your accounts? This is a devastating blow I was not prepared for.
Well, I'm going to finish packing my things. 15 years will really sneak up on you.
Jennifer will do your exit interview, and Adam made you a cake.
Red velvet.
Oh, thank you.
I made this.
Take charge of your retirement. Talk to a State Farm agent today.
Well, it's been a record-shattering week in weather. Right now, New York included in those new record books, right? It is sunny, but it is cold out still after getting a record low last night. You know, it's also the wind, Kelly, as we're seeing wind gusts about 20 to 25 miles per hour. And if you're walking through the urban canyon and those winds are funneled in by those buildings, it's going to be stronger than that. So it's blustery, it is cold, and don't be fooled by the sunshine.
I saw a comic strip, you know, little kid's face. It hurts in my face when I step outside, and it's so true. It's so uncomfortable. And, you know, this is cold that we've never experienced before in a lot of locations. These are very impressive records we're talking about here. So let's take a look. The Siberian Express, and we're calling it that because that air mass coming all the way down from Siberia across the North Pole and giving us lows like this. We got down to 16 in Atlanta. That tied a record, by the way. 5 in D.C., a new record, minus 16 in Cincinnati. There's New York with your 2-degree record, and Cleveland, minus 17. And a lot of these records have been long-standing. We're going back to the 1800s for some of these records. And we've been keeping track, our meteorologists here at the Weather Channel, just how many record low highs we've seen, 41. But look at this, all the record lows between yesterday and today. We're talking about 117 of them shattered. Okay, we're talking about some big-time shattering of records. Take a look at Friday morning. This morning, we got down to 0 in Roanoke, 21 below in Frankfort, Kentucky, minus 6 degrees in Indianapolis. So if it's going to be this cold, it might as well be a record, right? And there you are, Flint, Michigan, minus 25. Let's talk more about that minus 25, because that wasn't just cold for the day, wasn't even just cold for February. It was the all-time record low temperature that you've ever seen here in Flint. By the way, your record was back to January 18th of 1976. All right, let's talk about you in Cleveland, where minus 17 this morning. That was your coldest temperature for February. And the previous record was set back in the infamous 1899 Arctic outbreak. So we're going way back to rewrite these books here. You can see Nashville, 10 degrees, minus 11 degrees in Lynchburg. Even in Florida, it was cold here for vacationers, 24 in Jacksonville, 42 degrees in Miami. And Mark, that was enough to tie a record at Miami.
Yeah, that cold air is all about what you're used to. So even South Florida shivering in their boots. So everybody's been asking us, are we done yet? Is the cold air going to leave anytime soon? And the answer is finally yes. The Siberian Express reverses tracks and starts going back up north, at least briefly. So this is what we've been dealing with, right? Big dip in the jet stream, northerly winds straight from the Arctic Circle, bringing us high temperatures that range anywhere from 15 to 40 degrees below average today. What that means for your actual temperatures today is that you'll be in the single digits from Buffalo to Binghamton to Burlington. I-95 in the teens as far south as D.C. Also notice on these maps, you get these little numbers. That's the departure from average. D.C., 30 degrees below your average for your high temperature today. It's going to be cold out there. New York City, where, again, you started out near 2. Your average high is 43. You won't be anywhere near that today. 17 will be the best you can do. But by Sunday, sure, it'll be raining, but you'll be in the low 40s. So I think a lot of you will take it. You'll understand and want that warm up. Across the south, widespread 20 to almost 30 degrees below average temperatures for you. Look at Charlotte, average high 56. You do get back up to the mid 50s by the end of the weekend. And again, even Florida was chilly today. You'll be in the low 60s, Miami to Key West, which sounds good, but that's 15 degrees below your averages. Tampa, only in the 50s today. Kelly, they'll get back to the mid 70s by the weekend. So some good news there.
Phew, something to look forward to, Mark. And you know, when it's this cold, you might as well have a sense of humor about it. Check out this guy. Yeah, that's a toilet that he turned into a snowplow. This is in Bethesda, Maryland, where the recent storm dumped 4 inches of snow for him to plow. Pretty funny stuff. Look at that. He's even got the toilet paper holder, the magazine rack. No yellow snow in the trail of that thing. They calls it Lucy, by the way. We'll be right back with more of the timing of Winter Storm Pandora.
So you think all auto glass companies are the same? Well, they're not. When your windshield needs to be replaced, nobody makes it as worry-free as Safelite. First, Safelite emails a photo of the technician, so you know who to expect and how soon.
Right on time.
Safelite's one-of-a-kind True Seal technology places a new glass in perfect position for a strong, reliable bond you can trust.
Oh, that looks great.
You're all set.
Thank you so much.
Schedule now to get the Safelite Advantage.
Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace.
Looks like the Garcia's got a new car.
What'd they get?
I don't know.
Sure doesn't look like a Buick.
Buick.
I'm outside. Where are you?
I'm right here. I'm in the Buick.
I don't see a Buick.
Take a fresh look at Buick. It just might surprise you.
That's not a Buick. That's what I told him. Wow. This is
Nice.
Oh, my.
Now during the Buick President's Day event, get $5,000 total cash back on select Buick sedans in stock the longest.
Attention Medicare beneficiaries. Health reform has added significant new benefits to Medicare plans. If you have Medicare Part A, Part B, Part D, or any Medicare Advantage plan, you now get benefits with no copays, no deductibles, and can get dental, vision, and prescription coverage included. Call the Medicare Health Reform Helpline now to make sure you have all the benefits you're entitled to. Call the Medicare Health Reform Helpline now to update your plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Buchwald. The cost of health insurance and the denial of coverage because of pre-existing conditions has been a serious problem in America. But now the law has changed. Healthcare reform is now available. So many people do not take advantage of the benefits offered to them by healthcare reform because they don't call. Call now.
The Medicare Health Reform Helpline is now accepting calls. Don't miss the deadline. Call the Medicare Health Reform Helpline.
Call 800-399-2752. That's 800-399-2752. 800-399-2752.
Yes! Again! That's a 3! You gotta be kidding me! You gotta be kidding me! Pentarak!
3, baby. 10 minutes.
Oh my...
At school, they talked about the digital divide, the gap between people who can access the internet and those who can't. The haves and the have-nots. Well, today, my family becomes one of the haves.
Internet Essentials from Comcast offers low-cost computers and internet to lower-income families. It's part of our commitment to making sure that no one gets left behind in the communities we serve.
Now that we're online, anything is possible.
Comcast, connecting our communities.
Maxwell's is now open in the Driftwood Plaza of Jupiter. Gold, silver, coins, diamonds, jewelry, paintings, and objects of art. If you don't want it or wear it, sell it to Maxwell's. We buy and sell diamonds of all sizes, clarity, and condition up to 10 carats in size and above. We have decades of experience buying and selling gold, coins, diamonds, and objects of art. Maxwell's, located in the Driftwood Plaza on US 1 in Jupiter, Florida.
The call and consultation are free.
Call 1-800-307-9899.
Winter Storm Pandora.
A lot of nasty weather to get through, possibly another round of devastating power outages.
Live coverage continues in a moment, only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 63 degrees under partly cloudy skies. this afternoon. Partly cloudy. High 64. Winds north-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy, slight chance of a rain shower. Low 58. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Saturday, considerable cloudiness. High 77. Winds east-southeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Another weekend and yet another winter storm that we are tracking. This time, Winter Storm Pandora. Some of you may just want to get your weekend started right about now. Maybe get home safely before it gets any worse in portions of Tennessee, especially where we think there's going to be some significant icing with sleet, snow, freezing rain. Nashville, you're in an ice storm warning. We're already starting to see some of that snow breaking out. Coleman and Huntsville, Alabama reporting light snow and some of those flurries even into the Atlanta metro, where we do have a winter weather advisory in effect. A wintry mix setting up for the western parts of the Carolinas. So here we go into tomorrow. The warm air is eventually going to win over in the western parts of this region around Little Rock, but eventually that snow does head up into the northeast. We're talking upstate New York, the Adirondacks, the ski resorts getting a healthy dose of snow in through the Green and White Mountains of Vermont and New Hampshire. Boston right on the line. The wintry mix is going to be setting up for you right on down toward the lower Hudson Valley. New York City, Baltimore, D.C. could be more of a wintry mix as well along the I-95 corridor. Here's a look at Nashville. I mentioned that ice storm warning because we could see up to a ½ inch of ice, and that's on top of the snow and ice you've already seen, and we haven't seen much melting either with those very cold temperatures. So the icy conditions are going to continue through this evening, even into the early morning hours of tomorrow to start off your Saturday, and then the wind is going to kick up out of the south, and that means warmer temperatures into the upper 30s. Thankfully, we'll start to see some melting out there. Mark?
And Kel, in the Boston area, it may not be snowing today, but what a season, right? Look, we're at number 2 and carefully monitoring that list because there is a couple of different chances for snow on the way over the next couple of days. And snow isn't the only risk. What about ice dams? Dave Malkoff shows us it can be more than just a headache. It could be a serious, dangerous problem.
We're in Chelsea, Massachusetts. Let me take you right up close and personal with these 6-foot icicles. It looks beautiful, but it's causing a problem here at this church. Look outside. That ice is not only a foot thick, but it goes 2.5 feet up the roof, causing a real problem for the church.
I am Father Edgar. I am the priest in charge of St. Lucas Church here in Chelsea.
This church has survived nearly 100 New England winters.
I mean, big snowstorms at once, yes. But when you have 3 and 4 major snowstorms repeatedly.
And with more on the way, that means more roofs in danger of caving in. The church has already sprung a leak.
It was nothing that we thought about doing some maintenance because I don't think we see this often.
Here's how those icicles actually caused the leak. Heat from inside the church melted snow on the roof. It then refroze and formed what's called an ice dam. In this cross section, you can see how water builds up just behind the icicles, eventually doing this. This was a white painted wall, but now it's all this bubbling paint, and you can see all the water coming from the inside. Oh, look at that.
The whole state's getting clobbered, so like I said, depending on the age of the building and how it's maintained is a big key.
Chelsea's acting fire chief pointed us to another problem. This old factory. His lieutenant got an anonymous phone call about a dangerous pile of snow on the roof. When firefighters entered, well, let's just take a look at the video they shared with us.
You can hear it creaking. They went in, they heard creaking, they ordered all the 25 to 30 employees out of this old factory building, not best maintained building. There's a gas line right there. Hearing creaking beams, columns, potential collapse could happen any second.
For now, the factory is red tagged. The church, however, is open for business. In Chelsea, Massachusetts, Dave Malkoff, The Weather Channel.
Oh, dangerous situation there.
That is a long job. You know what? All that chipping away at ice. Let's try to warm things up a little bit. What do you think?
Let's go to Florida, even though it's not that warm right now.
It will be, though.
Be patient.
It will be just in time for the fans to arrive for the Daytona 500 this weekend.
Right now, it's 49 chilly degrees at Daytona, but yeah, by Sunday, we'll be just fine. Mid to upper 70s, perfect conditions.
Yeah, the engines will be fine, too. It's cool enough that they should be at good driving conditions.
Huh. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Everybody knows that.
Well, did you know that words really can hurt you?
What?
Jesse, don't go! Jesse, no!
I'm sorry, Daisy, but I'm a loner, and a loner's gotta be alone.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Jesse?
Don't miss Founders Days at Pep Boys, where you can get 1921 prices on items store-wide, like a Torin 2-ton floor jack, just $19.21. And when you buy 3 select tires, you get the 4th one free instantly. Trust the boys to get you there.
Jack's heart attack didn't come with a warning. Today, his doctor has him on a Bayer aspirin regimen to help reduce the risk of another one. If you've had a heart attack, be sure to talk to your doctor before you begin an aspirin regimen.
That leaky roof will cost you thousands in repairs, and gushing gutters can destroy your home's foundation. Hi, Phil Swift here for Flex Seal, the brand everyone trusts to coat, seal, and stop leaks fast.
Just a quick shot and Flex Seal fills cracks and holes, stopping the toughest leaks while remaining completely flexible. It's actually liquid rubber in a can.
To show you the amazing sealing power of Flex Seal, we replaced the bottom of this boat with the screen door and covered it in Flex Seal. After a day on the water, not only does it stay afloat,